makeup tutorial on obviously what you have already seen in the caption, or I'll insert a picture right here. Of what she's gonna look like. And so yeah, I think this is gonna be a two-part video. Well, not a two-part. What I'm thinking of doing is I am thinking of doing a voiceover when I'm doing my actual makeup and all this, and then I'm gonna post the same video, but with my dad doing my voiceover. Most of you guys know my dad. You guys know how he is, and if you don't, can't wait for you guys to meet him. So yeah, let's get started with the video. So one of the first things I like to do when I'm doing my makeup is I like to put my hair in a ponytail, or I like to put it in a headband, or sometimes I do both. This, for me, personally, it's all for preference. This gets my baby hairs out of my hair, out of my face, and it gives me, I get less kind of foundation in my hair or something like that, and it just kind of like makes it. I'm using medium brown of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. It's personal preference. You can use something else if you would like. So first off, I am starting at the beginning of my brow and I'm dragging it out towards the middle. After I go around towards the middle, I go back to where I ended off and I drag it towards the tip of my end of the brow. Once I get that, I'm going to dip a little more in and go towards the top of my brow bone. Not my brow bone, but my brow. I'm going to fill it in and drop the camera. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to go back for where I was prior to dropping of the camera, and I'm going to fill in, and I'm kind of just going to follow the shape of my eyebrow, but I'm going to define it more and make it more sharp. Right here, I'm going to kind of slice out to make the end and make it more sharp and prominent. So then, yeah, after this, I'm just going to kind of fill in and make it look more full and natural. Well, not natural, but more kind of glam. Here, I'm kind of just cleaning up with my finger anything that might have like flown away or anything. And I'm just going to draw hairs by going upwards. Now, I'm going to use the Badescu Rose Water and kind of just spray it all over my face to prep it for when I do foundation. And it kind of just makes my face feel more refreshing and smooth. Drying. So now I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Primer Potion on my lid as an eye primer to set for me to have better eyeshadow. So I'm going to take all the products I used in this video and I'm going to put them in the description box below so you guys get an idea of what I used to get this look. So now I'm going into my soft Glam Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And originally I was going to start off with a white cream color, but then I thought, nah B, let's start off with something different. Next I'm going in with more of a deeper, more kind of reddy orange. And you don't have to use these exact same colors. You just have you don't have to use this exact same palette, but if you use these colors kind of around them, obviously you would adjust it to your skin tone. But I'm kind of just blending it into my upper crease, kind of blending it out a little bit more out than my eyebrow, because I'm going to be making a cut crease, which is supposed to be out. So yeah, now I'm going into my Just Mattes Peach palette. And I'm going to get a big fluffy brush and dip it into the color. I forget what it's called, but it's in the corner of the palette and it's brown. It's like this nice dusty chocolatey brown, but it's still kind of lighter. It doesn't really matter if you get it specifically from the Just Peachy palette. You should just get like a nice dustier like chocolatey brown and blend it all over, just kind of to like get that nice mix and make sure it's all blended out well for when you do your cut crease and add concealer to, cut it. So now I'm going to be getting my foundation, which is the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, and I'm going to be, it doesn't really matter what surface you use as long as it's just kind of flat. I prefer like a glass or plastic surface, something that's easy to wipe and that you won't really matter if it gets dirty. Yeah, so I'm just going to pour some right now on this glass. Maybe just like a few pumps, but not heavy pumps because we're not going to use that much. But I feel like it doesn't really matter how much I put because I know I'm still going to use it for foundation. So I'm going to get a flat brush, a semi-flat brush. It doesn't have to be that flat. And it doesn't really matter what brush you use, as long as it's flat. So I'm going to start off in the middle with some foundation, and I'm kind of dab that in and to create that crease shape. And then I'm going to spread it throughout my lid and to my crease, obviously because it's a cut crease. I'm going to wing out the foundation so it creates that wing effect. So when I put in my eyeliner, it kind of matches the wing. It doesn't really matter how far you go under the, it doesn't matter if you get it under your eye because you're just going to spread it out and clean it up after. I like to use this foundation because I find it not drying, but I feel like when it dries, it doesn't stay sticky. Right now I'm going in that same big fluffy brush and blending everything out because it's not a strong cut crease. It's kind of like a soft cut crease. And I'm going back in with the same brush I used for the foundation just to smooth things out. So when I put the eyeshadow on, it's not bumpy, it's not still wet. I'm just making it even. So it's best for when I put in the eyeshadow. Now as you can see, I'm going in with a slightly thicker brush than the flat brush. It's more fluffy. And I'm going in with a white cream shadow. This shadow I'm using is from the Just Peachy Mattes palette. And I'm going over where I did the cut crease so it gets that more, pigmented effect. So it has a better base. Bless you. Bless you. So once again, I'm going in with my fluffy brush just to blend things out because I really like things to be nice and smoothly blended. So yeah. And yes, I did just bless myself because God bless everyone, unless you a hoe. Because if you a hoe, I hope you fall tomorrow. So today I'm going to be going in with my favorite eyeliner, which is a Kat Von D 24-hour tattoo liner in the shade Trooper Black, I think. So I'm going to begin with lining my inner corners and then dragging it out towards the whole lid. I like it to be around medium thick because I don't like it to be too thin because I like it to kind of help me blend in with my false lashes that I'm going to put in. So I'm going to create that line and then I'm going to fill in. Then I'm going to drag it out a little to create my wing and then have the thickness and then have it a little bit thick, then go thinner as we get to the tip of the wing. And then I'm going to reline again, filling it in, going into back to the lash line. Then I'm going to create the wing effect and I'm just going to kind of make it sharper and go to my liking. Everyone has a different preference of wing, so honestly you can do this however you would like, but this is just the shape that I personally like. And obviously you can use a different eyeliner if it makes whatever you like. If you can find a better dupe for it, it's fine. I'm going to be going with the H2O 24-hour waterproof liquid liner by, I think it's NYX. Right now I'm using this over my regular eyeliner because my regular eyeliner is becoming kind of dry because it's old. So I'm using this to get that more black effect. Obviously you can use whatever liner you want and put this gel on it. Well, not gel, this liquid if you would like, if it makes it better. I just filled it in. So now I'm going to be curling my eyelashes and getting them ready for when I put on my lashes. So this can be difficult if you are using liquid liner because you need to make sure your eyeliner is dry before you put this on, because you could make the mistake of having the eyelash curler touch your eyeliner then smudging it above. So always be aware of that. It doesn't really matter what you use. They're not as expensive as Sephora ones and they get the job done and they last long. So what I like to do is I like to squeeze out a little bit of the glue and I like to apply it to the lash band. A lot of people say that less is more, and I think that's good here. But I always over glue, so never mind. But I feel like if you over glue, it's also okay. I use white eyelash glue so I can honestly see what I'm doing, and I'm scared that if I use black eyelash glue and I mess up, it'll mess up the whole look. So I use the white glue, but it goes on clear, so it works well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of like pull and push the eyelash so it becomes more round and it becomes more flexible and it applies better and easier on the eye. So I'm going to let it dry until it gets tacky, and then I'm going to right now apply it to my eyelash. So I'm kind of going to lay it on my lash line as close as I can to my actual eyelashes, and pinch and press using my actual eyelashes so it looks the most natural and gets the best effect, so it doesn't look like it's fake or it doesn't look like it's falling off. Off camera I did my other eye, so this video would become a little bit shorter. This video is kind of long, but it's fine, you know, it's fine. So I'm going back in with my eyelash curler and trying to get all the hairs from my false lashes in with my regular lashes, so when I curl them they blend together and they get that nice, you know, more natural look. But it's difficult when you have big eyelashes, false eyelashes, because they tend to like become bigger and not fit in the eyelash curler, and if they do fit you have to put them in right, or else they like go in, the eyelashes like split or go into different directions and it doesn't look nice. But you know, it's okay. So now for my primer, I am using Benifit's Porefesional Base Primer, and I'm going to kind of squeeze some on the palm of my hand, well, not in the center of my hand, and kind of dab it all over my face and then just rub it in with my hands. I like this because I have a very dry forehead, and I think it's good for dry skin because it kind of creates that moisture, and it's like it has that sense of silicone, but it doesn't feel that bad, and I think it just feels nice. But it feels kind of not thick, but when you put it put it on your hand, it feels thick, but when you rub it in, it obviously thins out and feels better. And I feel like this makes my foundation look very nice and kind of soft. So now we're going with the foundation. I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, 24-hour thing. I'm the shade medium something. Obviously, you would adjust this to your skin tone, and you don't have to use this foundation. You can use a foundation of your choice. Obviously, different faces and different bodies need different formulas, and like with different things for like dry to oily skin, or to oily or just dry skin, obviously. So I'm going to be taking a brush and just kind of the back of a brush and just kind of creating dots on my face. But honestly, this is just because I had time. Obviously, if I was in a time crunch or I was in a rush, girl, you know I would not be drawing all these dots on my face. I would just be throwing that on. But you know, we're going to be creative today and we're going to do some dots. So, yeah. I noticed that this foundation, it has kind of like a yellowy tone, and I'm kind of an orangey tone, but it's fine. So yeah, obviously, good drugstore foundations that I have noticed are the Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm pretty sure it's like $6. And the e.l.f. foundation I've heard is good, and I've heard that the Fit Me foundation is very good. Like, I use that for a while, and that foundation is very nice, and they have like huge range of colors. So now I'm going to be taking my beauty blender, and I'm going to be blending in my foundation and dragging it to my neck, because in case it is not the same color. So now for concealer, I'm going to be using a combination of the Age Rewind concealer, which I got this from Walmart, and I forget how much it was, but it works really well. I like how it doesn't leave that much of a crease. But I'm going to be applying this to my under eyes, my forehead, my nose, and my underlip, my chin, and my under nose. And I'm doing a combination with the Fit Me foundation, not the foundation, the Fit Me concealers, and in the shade 20, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna be once again using the bottom of my beauty blender for my chin. I'm gonna be using it the huevito part for my under eyes. You know, beep 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 huevito. It's funny. Trust me, it's funny. You know what? Ja thinks it's funny. Okay, she thinks it's funny. So yeah, I'm gonna be patting this in, blending it out. So now I'm going to be going in with my Lauren Mercier, I don't know, someone Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to be putting it in the lid. I'm going to be taking a dry beauty blender, but you know, me being lazy, we're using the same one. And I'm going to be applying this where I put kind of the same places where I put my concealer, because concealer, like it or not, the best it tends to crease. And so I'm putting it there. I'm also putting it in my forehead, and I'm putting it under my cheekbones. No, under where my contour would be. Yeah, we're just kind of setting the face, because if I'm gonna put on highlight and like bronzer, obviously I don't want to put dry products on wet products unless it's set right. I'm going to honestly the exact same places I put concealer. We're gonna be putting that just so we don't crease, and you know, we're setting the face so it all looks nice and smooth. So now I'm going to be going in with my Hoola bronzer by Benifit. Obviously you can use whatever bronzer you'd like. This is just the current one I'm using, and I'm going to be create this 5-head into a 4-head, and then we're gonna really look like we can go in public. So I'm gonna be putting this around my forehead, and yeah, to make my forehead look más chiquita. So then I'm going to be going into my cheekbones to make me look slimmer, because you know, why go to the gym when you can use makeup? So then I'm going to be doing under my chin, and yeah, we're just going to keep blending until it looks nice. Bye. So I'm going to be using Champagne Pop as my highlighter today. I love her. This is by Becca. I'm going to be using Mario Badescu Rose Water to wet my brush so I can get that vibrant look. I'm going to be highlighting above my cheekbones, and I'm going to be doing it a little bit on the temples. What was I going to say? Blinding, that's what the word's called. I'm going for that blinding look, and I'm going to do it a little bit on my temples, and then the other side of my cheekbone, so you know, back to the temples. Obviously I'm gonna go on to my brow bone, because you know, gotta be glowing everywhere, and I'm gonna have that little cute highlight on my nose, because you know, gotta look cute and adorable. So yeah, I like almost forgot the Cupid's bow, but yeah, and I'm going back to the inner corner of my eyes. So I removed the foundation off my lips, because who wants foundation lips? It's just really uncomfortable. So I'm going to be using Teddy Bear by, I think this Milan. I call it Melanie, but everyone makes fun of me. But I think it's Melanie or something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to be using this as my lipstick today. I think it's a nice nude that goes well with this look, because you want people to be, if you're using a cut crease, you want people to kind of look at your eyes, and you want that's what you want. That's what you want to pop. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this lipstick for the final touch. So yeah, this is the final look. I hope you loved it. This is a soft glam look by me. Obviously, you can adjust this to however you would like with the colors. You can adjust it to whatever palettes you'd like, to whatever skin tone you'd like. Obviously, this is some of the palettes I used are a bit pricey, and I feel like you could find some good palettes at a drugstore that'll do the same job. I hope you guys like the look. So yeah.
I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula. I put rocks all in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love and support. I hope you like this kind of like soft glam. I hope you learned something, or that you kind of like enjoyed watching it, even if you're not going to do it at home. I really hope you liked the video, and please like and subscribe, comment down below, and follow me on all my social media platforms, which I'll have the names in the description box. And I hope that I can continue to make content for you. I'm sorry this might have been like a few weeks late. I know I've been trying to post once a week, but it hasn't been working out. I've been like putting it off, doing other things, but you know, it's okay, because you know, posting now. Thank you so much for watching.